origin of 250 gemstones. Sit back, relax, and grab some popcorn.
Well, it all started in the city of Mosul, a nice town in the country of Iraq.
Yo, Michael here. 250 gemstones exchange. This is where I give you guys great content, and in exchange, you guys leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Hopefully, all three of the above. Today, we're going to talk about manhood, and communication within manhood. In the black community, the statistics always change, but it's fairly the same every year. Most black males are born to single mothers. Red flag. Most black males are born, I say a good handful are born in impoverished and disenfranchised geographical regions. Red flag. The school systems, especially today, are preaching that being manly is wrong. Anything that has to do with masculinity, things that make a man, force, testosterone, aggression is wrong. Red flag. In the workforce, a man is restrained. He can't even be his natural nature, which is to be aggressive even around women. With their consent, you're supposed to, be manly around women. Hey, I like you. I want you. Want to go out to dinner. He's pursuing a woman. Men can't even do it in the workforce because they could risk losing their job. Even if a man just looks at a woman, all she has to say was, I felt uncomfortable because I believe he was undressing me with his eyes. Even looking at a woman can get you fired in the workplace. Red flag. So we have all these things going on in our community that literally is designed to destroy the manhood, especially in the black community. So what I've observed is that I think this whole technology thing is good, but I think it needs to go back to face-to-face communication, especially amongst the men. Because the men are the pillars of all communities: black, white, Asian, Russian, Ukraine, African, Italian. The men are the backbone, the pillar of the communities, and the women are there to help whatever the mission calls for. The man has the mission. The man leads the way, and the woman is supposed to be there to support him in all that he does. And in return, she receives his protection, financial security, and she gets her support too when she needs to be uplifted. Now, specifically between black men, so in this segment, I don't know, first part ignorant, second part intellectual. I don't want to refer to black men as black men, African Americans, or niggas. We'll go with black men first, because that's more of a broad sense. I think black men are highly aggressive and have always been highly aggressive, and that's why I don't believe a lot of that shit they play in those movies. Over time, I think they broke the black man down, but I don't believe it would happen in 100 years, 200, 300 years. I think it happened way at the tail end, because the black male, ever since we came off the boat of the western coast of Africa, the black man or the African was killing back home. They had a lot of tribal wars back home, been going on for centuries. So all of a sudden, all the skills he learned back in Africa, the killing skills, the dances, the movements, the striking, all of a sudden when this white man comes around, he forgets his killer instinct. You want me to believe when the white man came with his chains and his shackles that all of a sudden the African warrior forgot how to fight? No, the black man has always been aggressive. And the reason I'm bringing this up because the black man is aggressive today. Even to this day, the black man is aggressive. The black man always has a chip on his shoulder for many reasons, many of the reasons I described earlier. Fucked up households, fucked up neighborhoods, fucked up schools, fucked up educational system. The black man has been done wrong. The black man has to literally dig himself up from hell and create his own heaven. And hopefully he do it enough time to where he's able to enjoy it. Because a lot of the black men in our community never got a chance to do that, to dig themselves up and enjoy the fruits of their labor. They were getting knocked off so early. Tommy Sotomayor and Oshay, I don't know what their relationship is. I just think is I follow both. You know, I just like a good conversation. And the reason I'm making this today, I'm bringing it all home because I feel that man, regardless of the race, men as a whole, there's a time to shut up. There's a time to speak up for yourself. The hard thing is finding the right time to do either or. I say it again. Every man of every race must understand there's a time to shut the fuck up, and there's a time to speak up for yourself. And me personally, I like how I have no dog in the fight. I don't know these men, but I like a good back and forth. I don't like how if one person is constantly going after one person. I like a fair, debate, a fair dispute, a fair conflict, and I think that's cool that Tommy spoke up for himself and presented his side of the story. But I think that's what we should be teaching the youngsters, that it's okay to be quiet. In our community, you have to act a fucking fool because when you're surrounded by fools, that's the only thing they understand. Now we're going to talk about niggas. A lot of blacks have to be slightly ignorant because until they get into the profession and they move out the neighborhood and they really into their careers and stuff, everybody move on. But when you're young, say 25 and below, you know what I mean? When you're 25 and below, those years are crazy because you still an adult, but at the same time you old. At the same time you young. You old in the sense of the law. You ain't going to juvie after 18. You going to the big house. But you still young because you still got so much life out there. There's so much opportunity. There's so many mistakes you got to make. So if you grow up in the hood, talking it out for the most part, it's going to escalate because you're trying to talk it out and this dude's still being disrespectful. So going back to what I said, how black males are aggressive, one thing's turned to another, it's a brawl, it's a shootout. It happens that quick. It happens that quick. So I think that, it's just finding that sweet spot. Is this the time for me to turn up, or is it time for me to let this stuff slide? And many factors go into that too. You may be having a bad day, you just ready to snap, or you may be having a good day. You might just want to let it slide. You ain't want nothing to ruin your day. So you never know what a man's thinking. But I just believe in a fair dispute. I believe in, like I said, a fair conflict. And we should teach our sons, do your best to pick your spot, but always defend yourself. You know what I mean? There's always room to talk it out, de-escalate the situation, because there's no sense of two lives being ruined over something stupid. And that's what goes on a whole lot. I experienced it myself, and I'm telling you, it is very, 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 very easy for things to escalate for men of all nations, and especially African American men, due to the upbringing. It's a lot of things black men carry carry with them, and they keep bottled up because, we're constantly under pressure. And if you express yourself in a mature and a slightly nurturing manner, you called weak, you called a punk, you called in your feelings. So I think this is a cool, fair exchange. Y'all let me know. You guys check the video out on the Chin Check podcast. I'm out.
Me or Oshay? You can't find someone who'd say, I'd rather interview Oshay. And I mean right now. You go to any YouTuber right now and ask them, I want to interview somebody this week. You got a choice between two people. Who would you interview? I want to interview somebody right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you get more numbers interviewing? So even at your greatest, I guess, because you keep messing with me, you're still below me. That doesn't make any sense. And why you keep messing with me, I don't know. And to call it you're being petty? No, sir. You're being effeminate. You're being jealous. And you're being a human gnat. For zero reason at all. For money, I'd rather give it to you than have to sit.
This man just called this man a gnat. I'm gonna play this a little bit more. You guys can check out this video on the Chin Check podcast. I'm gonna play a little bit more. I'll get back into the topic.
Here and keep on making videos. Because it takes time to do this. For you to babble, it takes time for you to do that. And you lit up your computer to play this girl's video. So you can try to say stuff about me that you know ain't true. But even were it true, sir, as a man, it is odd that you want to talk about it like a gossip girl instead of like a man. Build on your own.